Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here with MJS Coaching Football. My background, 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you about one of our man blitz coverages that we call Jack. Our code system for our man blitz coverages are the face cards, right? King, queen, jack, ace. So Jack is the coverage that we use for any of our five-man pressures, okay? So in the diagram, I have, it's a double inside linebacker blitz example for this reason, okay? Whenever the five-man pressure is both the Mike and the backer, so that is how we get to the five, because the defensive line's in all of it, right? They're the three. We then have to execute what we call freeway, which freeway, free safety whip, free and the whip, okay? Freeway combo on the running back. Okay, that's what freeway means. FR for the free safety, W for the whip. Okay, so they have the running back to them, and then they, like on a rope, they rotate to the middle. So if the back goes to the whip, free's in the middle. If the back goes to the free, whip's in the middle. Boom, done. Otherwise, in a five-man pressure combination of maybe that's an outside linebacker and one inside linebacker, then the safeties would, if it's a Ringo, they would roger and spin that way. Okay. If it was this outside linebacker and an inside linebacker, and it was a Lucky, they'd Louie and they'd spin this way to cover up, rotate. Okay. But Jack is specific to five-man pressures. They're the same five-man pressures. We do not reinvent the wheel. We just change the coverage. This is red zone goal line coverage where we're not necessarily trying to fool the offense. We want to make sure we know what we're doing. So specific to that, the coding as it would relate to who has which receiver. Ace means number one. Deuce means number two. Trey, if there is a third receiver, means number three. And Heisman would be specific to the running back but when the safeties have it in the five-man pressure and Jack, they say freeway, and they know that means the running back. Okay? So other than that, they're playing man technique, which means they're cutting the receiver and they're playing with inside trail position. So cut means they're playing in between the quarterback and the receiver, cutting. And then on a vertical, they're in trail with inside or cut leverage, okay? And they're, what we say is hips behind within striking distance so they can keep their eye on the near hip. And when that hip drops, they're anticipating based on which leg is forward, the direction of the cut. So if the right leg is forward when the hip drops, he has to cut left. If the left leg is forward when the hip drops, he's got to cut right. As we call that the lead leg indicator. We insist that all of our defenders who are in coverage make the call, deuce, deuce, ace, freeway, whatever it might be. I don't care if the offense knows we're in some form of man. Again, that ace may not mean a damn thing to the offense, nor deuce or Trey. Okay? But we've got to know that we have accounted for all the receivers. Okay? So to answer this question, if two were to motion all the way across, we'll still execute the rope. So we do not tip our hand. Now the whip would be saying Trey, Trey, Trey. The rover would deuce. The rover would check Trey, Trey, Trey. The free safety. And now the dime would be in a freeway. We just continue to call it freeway just because it involves both safeties, even though the dime is not the whip. Okay? And the corners would still be ace because the corners always have number one. Okay, another reason that I mentioned in the queen presentation, and when you're in a stack situation, it's all the more important that the people communicate as to who they got. Deuce is in the back of the stack. Ace is in the front of the stack. Okay? So, again, I think it's important that you communicate. Jack is specific to five-man pressures. This is drawn up on purpose with both insides so we can teach you the freeway concept as to how we take care of the running back. And then that's it. As always, please, any questions, please reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com, and I'd love to talk football with you. And please subscribe.